am jealous of you with godly jealousy, for I have espoused you to one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to Hamashiach. 2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 2. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well and labor in the word and doctrine. Shalom, many peace, but that being to the elect of the nation of Israel. So the elect of the nation of Israel, Habachayar, are to be a chaste virgin, right? So what does it say? For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication. So although it talks about virgin, it says it in Revelation, the 14th chapter and the 4th verse, the ones who were numbered, right, with the Lamb, 144,000 that were virgins. And I've heard a doctrine way back, to be honest, but it's got to be only young men, right? The young men that have not known women, these must be the elect generation. It does not mean that, right? It does not mean if you lay with a woman, if you have a wife, because sex is marriage, a video in itself, but there you are. If you have a wife, it doesn't mean, or if you've laid with a woman, it doesn't mean, right, that you're not of the elect. There may be members of the elect that have not laid with a woman or women. Right? However, that is not what the verse means. Now, it doesn't mean if you've laid with a woman, therefore, that you can no longer qualify as the elect. The elect are predestinated from before the foundation of the world. Right? It says that in numerous scriptures. I think it says it in John, that he chose before the foundation of the world, or I'm thinking of John the 1st chapter and John the 17th chapter. It might be one and or the other. And also you have it in Ephesians, the 1st chapter, through the first couple of verses. I want to say verses 3 through 5, but again, check it, search it up, right? These are those that were more noble, right? You know that scripture. Search these things, search the scriptures daily whether these things be so. Don't just take a word for it. Even if someone's on point, you still want to verify it, right? You don't want to be misinforming or misinforming yourself or mislearning. So, the chaste virgin, you must be a chaste virgin, which again, the fact that it doesn't say chaste virgins, it does in another scripture, but I'm talking specifically about this. It doesn't say virgins because we are a body, right? That I may present you as a singular chaste virgin, right? So we are one body. I say that with the hope of being of the elect. But if we're hoping to be the elect at one body, right? So to make ourselves, that means there's not 3 million doctrines of the truth. There's not, well, this is your truth, brother. This is this brother's truth. This is my truth. We all have our different truths, but we come together in unity for a unity camp. The unity is the doctrine, right? The unity is believing and being of one accord, of one mind, as the scriptures speak of, right? One body, and I don't mean the camp, right? But one body. There's a group, right, that believe the same thing, speak the same thing. There's numerous scriptures of being of the same mind, of one accord. There's numerous scriptures of what a heretic is, right? If you have a unity camp, there's someone that believes something different to you next to you, and you're preaching together. Well, what is a heretic? Right? Walk up to the camp and say, what is a heretic? The first one is, what is the MOTB? Right? Because Sakari like to do a lot of unity camps, but they don't agree with a lot of the people on topics. Or I'll say, they don't agree with everything. So, where's the unity? Right? It's glorious for brethren to link up to me in unity, paraphrasing. Using colloquial terms, but paraphrasing. I believe that's Psalm 133. It speaks about the unity, right? The glorious unity. But guess what unity means? A unicycle, right? A uniform is one form. Unicycle is one wheel, right? One wheel. So unity, right? It's coming from that root, meaning one. There's no oneness in confusion, and confusion is with mixture. Right? When you're mixing up one thing, you're mixing up one guy saying MOTB is the charagma or is the CHIP, and someone else saying, nah, brother, it's sleeping with Edomite women. Bro, come on, man. You know, some jakes really be that simple, man. Right? But the unity is one. So being chaste means being pure, being clean. It's where you get the word caste, i.e. the caste system that you have in India. That's an example, right? Segregation in terms of the states, right? The divided states of Babylon, more commonly understood to be the United States of America, right? And that is Aseroth, that is Mystery Babylon, that is spiritual Sodom, spiritual Egypt. There's many allegories that's used for this kingdom Babylon. They had a caste system or a chaste system, right? This over here and this over there. So it comes from the Latin word castus, which is a clean, pure, whole. So the caste system is the idea that there's some that are pure, there's some that are untouchable, there's some that are a bit better, there's some that aren't as good, right? A caste, a hierarchy. So a chaste or chaste, depending on how you pronounce it. Chaste virgin, chaste virgin, chaste, virgin. And that is what we are to be, a pure, a whole, right? Undefiled. And it talks about that as well. These are them that are virgins that were not defiled with women, right? Technically, when you go into the law, I think it's Leviticus, the 15th chapter, right? The seed of copulation, which in colloquial terms is sperm, seed, you know, what comes with copulation is dealing with intercourse. So when you're dealing with semen ejaculation, makes one unclean, right? It makes the man unclean, and it makes anything that has touched the seed of copulation therefore becomes unclean until even, right? So you wash it, your bed sheets will become unclean, any fabric will become unclean, the person, well, the people, right, the man and the woman would therefore become unclean. They'll need to bathe themselves and they will become clean again at evening. So you don't become unchaste, unchaste through that, right? You become, in terms of doctrinally, let me not misspeak or be unclear, right? You lose your chastity, obviously, when your virginity is lost, and that's the idea of a virgin, right? Which virgin has two words. You can look up into this a bit deeper, right? You've got the idea of a young woman of marriageable age, and you've got the idea of a woman that has not been touched, is undefiled, which all of that is euphemisms to say has not had sex. Because sex, the word sec, goes to scissors or like secateurs that you use in gardening, and that means to cut. So the act of sex, a woman will only have sex once. Right? A woman will only have sex once, because sex means to cut, and that is the idea of the hymen breaking through sexual intercourse. Right? That is the true definition of sex. So when you lose your virginity, you lose your purity, you lose your chastity, and that was a very big thing back in the ancient world, right? You wouldn't marry a woman unless she was a virgin in the ancient world. Now in this society, that's a rarity, right? That's very much a rarity, because so-called casual sex and all this being unchaste is seen as empowering. It's seen as an honourable thing, rebellious against, these horrible values that have held us back for so long. That's a narrative that's pushed out. So being defiled with women, in the reference of Revelation, the 14th chapter, the 4th verse, is referring to strange women as pursuant to the book of Proverbs, which refers to doctrines, right? It refers to doctrines. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman. or vice versa. I can't remember which way it goes. But the idea that wisdom is your first wife, right? Wisdom is your first wife. You never divorce wisdom, right? Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom. With all that getting, get understanding. Meaning with everything that you're earning, you should be increasing your knowledge and wisdom. So, the true understanding of being defiled with women is being defiled with different doctrines, right? Because that's the devising of idols is the beginning of spiritual fornication. Fornication is illicit sexual activity, right? So the scriptures would go over it in Leviticus the 18th chapter, right? A man is not to lay with a man is not to lay with a beast, a man is not to lay with another man's wife, so on and so forth. It talks about close relations, close familial relations laying together, that is forbidden. And again, it is all outlined in the book of Leviticus, the 18th chapter. And I think it's reiterated in the 20th chapter. I think in 2013 correlates with 18:22. So that's the understanding. The understanding of being a virgin, a chaste virgin, is to make yourself blameless, right? And we do that through faith in Yahushua. We keep what we can of the works of the law. We keep what we can. We try our best. But it's not of the works of the law that makes you holy, that makes you righteous, lest any man should boast. Right? The fact is, it's an election. It's something that the Lord chose. Right? You cannot. No man can come to the Father except he is drawn, right? And he will be raised up at the last day. So a chaste virgin, be a chaste virgin spiritually, But Apostle Paul said, he would that all men were as himself, as in unmarried. So if you burn, you can marry, but it should be as though you are not, right? So it shouldn't take away from wisdom. You shouldn't go and join up unto another woman's god for that purpose. Do you know what I mean? And there's examples of men that weren't strong in the faith, or did not maintain the faith. They may have been strong at one point, did not maintain the faith due to joining unto the gods of the women, right? So that, you could say, that's an example of it, but only in terms of spiritual fornication, right? Going unto their gods, because you are entering into a marriage agreement, a covenant with their gods. That's an issue. With the idea of Solomon, 1 Kings, the 11th chapter, what he violated was that certain nations of women he went unto that were forbidden in Deuteronomy chapter 7 verses 3 through 5. Okay, so I will leave it there. Deuteronomy the 7th chapter, start at verse 1. Right, there's a context to it, but that's the, people mix that up. I'm not trying to open up a can of worms, as it were, a whole new topic, right, to explore, and people go, this, that. The point is, chaste virgin, become a chaste virgin, maintain your virginity, right? Do not become defiled with women, figuratively, meaning do not go into idols, do not go into strange doctrines that seduce you, right? Seducing spirits, that's what it talks about in the end, seducing spirits. So it's as a woman, right, with that seductive charm, if you like. So I pray that's edifying, exhorting. On to the next one, Lord willing. Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachal Kodash. Shalom.